Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you all so much for joining us today for Angel Hour. As you may know, today we are going to be devoting the entire hour to giving angel readings to you. I see that we have many of you already lined up for readings in the chat room and such, but if you have not submitted your reading request yet, you can go ahead and do so through the Bring Me to Life chat room, which you'll find just by visiting bringmetolife.com/radio, scrolling over to the chat room, or you can text or call us in at 1-240-979-6366. I also wanted to let you know, just as an announcement, that tomorrow I will be back right here live on Bring Me to Life Radio for Through the Eyes of the Angels for the next live episode. I'm going to be discussing empaths and their spiritual giftedness. Empaths are among the most spiritually gifted human beings on the planet, and I'm going to be sharing channeled messages from the angels on those spiritual gifts and on the spiritual purpose behind those gifts as well. So I do hope you'll join us again tomorrow right here, bringmetoliferadio.com, and right here at 12:30 p.m. as well. I just wanted to give one final reminder that you will have the opportunity to donate throughout this show to the Bring Me to Life network. Project Bring Me to Life is a wonderful spiritual community building organization that offers great online content, including events, radio shows, so much more. So if you would like to donate to them throughout this show, you can do so by clicking the donate button at the top of the page that you will see on bringmetolife.com. So with that, we are going to begin our time together today, our angel party, with a quick centering meditation. This is so that all of us listening can take a moment to open up and to feel the healing presence of the angels right here with us, which I think is such a gift and so important, such an important part of connecting with the angels. So as soon as you are ready to do so, you may sit back, get nice and comfortable, close your eyes, and we will begin. Go ahead and start by taking in a few nice, long and deep healing breaths. Noticing as those breaths calm your heartbeat to a beautifully relaxed and receptive rhythm. Every muscle and joint in your body begins to soften, letting go of any underlying tension from the past, melting into the healing support of the present moment. With your next deep breath, bring your awareness to the energy that flows throughout your physical body. Watch and feel as a beautiful river of heavenly light shines down from above, pouring in through the top of your head at your crown chakra, and gently cascades like a waterfall, moving down your spine. The light passes its way down through the third eye, through the throat chakra, and then begins to fill the heart. With your next deep breath, focus on your heart chakra. Noticing that your heart chakra is blooming wide open, and that the heavenly light flowing through it is attuning your awareness to the frequency of the angels. The angels are surrounding you in a circle of protective, healing light. You may take a moment to gaze upon their smiling, loving faces. And breathe deeply, noticing how relaxing and peaceful it is to be focused within the high resonating presence of the angels' perfect love and peace. With your next deep breath, watch and feel the angel's light flow from your heart down your spine, watching it clearing its way through the solar plexus chakra, through the sacral and root chakras. And breathing that light right out through the legs, to the feet, as that waterfall makes its way right down into planet Earth. You may take a moment to hold a healing intention in your heart, offering that healing intention to the angels. Beautiful. And with that, we're going to take in just one final long and deep healing breath, gathering the light in. And then with your exhale, feeling that light coursing through every cell of your body as you gently open your eyes and bring your focus back into the room, into the physical space that you are in now. Good. Isn't it beautiful to shift our energy in that way? It always feels so cleansing, so uplifting. So we're going to dive straight into our readings now. We have several here, so let's go ahead and start with Robert. Robert's reading request states, "Hello, Sarah. I am feeling a mixture of being disconnected, a little lost, and not sure which way is up at the moment. I would love to just tune into my guides and the angels and ask, but don't seem to be able to get anything," which I completely understand. He says, "What guidance is there for me now? Thank you so much." Yes, Robert. When sometimes we're feeling a little bit off track, it can be easy for us to feel clouded. It can be a little bit more difficult for us to feel the angel's presence and the angel's energy. So oftentimes one of the first things that I will hear them tell us to do when we're feeling a little disconnected is to do anything that it takes to get into a slightly higher vibrational state. Even if that's something as simple as just taking a walk, watching a funny movie, eating a meal with someone that you love, all of these kinds of activities work to ever so slightly lift your energy to the next highest rung on the ladder of vibration that leads to heaven, that leads to a state that is fully realized in its connectedness to the divine. So the angels would like to offer that to you first. And next I'm seeing Archangel Raphael coming forward. Archangel Raphael, as you may know, is the healing angel, and he's showing us that he is placing a powerful emerald green healing energy all around you. And he wants to give you a few different messages. He's showing us that there are changes going on in your life right now, and he's showing us that when we experience inner changes, energetic changes, spiritual changes, that those changes cause us to oftentimes feel differently about the life structures around us. We start to relate differently to, for example, the relationships around us, to the job that we find ourselves in, to the lifestyle practices, sometimes even to the home environment that we are in. And those things don't quite feel the same way. They don't feel the source of connection that they used to be, because your energy is changing. And as your energy changes, we need different containers for it. In the same way that if you've got a growing plant, it will only grow so much, its roots will only extend so much in a little pot if you keep it there. But if you put it in a bigger pot, or if you put it outside where it can really sprawl out, then it will grow more. Right now, what you are feeling, the angels are saying, is the sensation of your roots hitting a wall, hitting up against the edges of the container that your life is right now. And they are saying that the changes that are happening right now, which might make you feel a little blue or a little lost, a little something, are actually here to give you the message that it is time to move forward, to show you where it is that you can grow. So let's just turn over a couple of cards for this, just to get a little bit further detail. Today I'm working with the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle cards by Colette Byron Reed, and I also have the Messages from the Guides deck by James Van Praagh. And I'm just going to pull 3 cards, just sort of see what the Law of Attraction has in store for you and where the angels want to point to right now. Archangel Raphael is coming forward, and he's leading these messages before I even turn the cards over. And he's telling us to start by leading with your instincts. Start by leading with your strongest feelings first. The areas in which you feel the strongest amounts of desire, or sometimes even a deficit of fulfillment, or a little feeling as if there's something missing in your life, those are the areas to concentrate, to focus on the most. And he's really, really pointing to your everyday life as a very important place to lift the energy first through very, very simple changes. He's showing us that there's a need to connect a little bit more with the outdoors and with the quiet, simple pace and movement of everyday life, rather than letting busy schedules or high demands or pressures get cold and make it feel as if, life is moving too fast to feel what is happening in your heart. So the first card that you have is a card called the Dog. The Dog. This is a card that represents loyalty and unconditional love in your life. And the angels want you to know that even if there are relationship changes that are going on, that the angels are helping to lead you to the relationships in your life that embody dog energy, that embody this unconditional, loving, supportive acceptance, loyalty, and givingness in your life, and that it is time to focus on these relationships. You'll actually notice as well that as you're going through spiritual changes, energy changes, that the relationships that fall away are the relationships that you've outgrown, the ones that are meant to exit your life, and the relationships that stay are the ones that are really meant to stay. They are the lasting relationships that have the ability to contribute to the new energy that you are entering into in your life. So the Dog card. The second card that we have coming forward is a very different energy, another animal card, power animal coming in, and it's the Stag. So the Stag represents leadership. It shows us that yes, there will be people who will be here to support you and be here to love you, as we saw with the Dog, but that now it's time for you to determine which way the energy is going to flow. The Stag represents that it's time to step forward and to no longer maybe wait for other people's approval or permission or for any other outside sign or anything like that, but it's time to just put your stake in the ground and to take an action and to make a change. You are qualified to make changes in your life, to change the environment of your everyday life, to change the relationships that are around you, to speak up and to make a stand in your life so that you can create more room for the garden of your true desires and passions to grow, the angels are saying. And you must make room for that to happen, and you do that by taking action. So the Stag says it's time to take action, and you do this by leading. And that there will be people who will follow you, approve you, and love you as you make the changes that you need to make. Again, follow your instincts here. The Eagle is your final card. This is a very powerful card. You've got Archangel Raphael coming in very close to you as this card comes forward. And Raphael is saying that the eagle represents that the angels are helping to shift your perspective to a higher one. They're giving you a very, very, very highly attuned connection to the angelic realm, to the spiritual realm. And they're lifting you into a state where you'll be able to see your life from the bird's eye view. Now, the direction that your life is meant to go in, they really want you to have this message right now, is not the direction that the overculture oftentimes tells us it needs to go in. You aren't here to fit anybody else's expectations. You aren't here to fit some mold. You're here to create a better one. You're here to walk your own path and thereby contribute to the world and nourish the culture that we live in with something that really resonates with you. And it is time to do that now. The angels are saying that they are helping to highlight your voice during this time, and that it is time to roar or let the eagle call come tearing out across the sky. Because as you speak up or you speak your truth, you declare who you are, you declare that you're committing to the changes that you're making, and then you make them. That actually improves the power of the energy behind what you're doing. It uplifts the power of it very, very, very much. So the last little message that Archangel Raphael wants to give you is that on this path wherein you're receiving these energetic changes, these healing changes, there is a healer that's awakening inside of you. Archangel Raphael wants you to know that you are a healer, and that you are a healer in creative ways, through your creativity, through your ideas. So he says to follow creative urges, to follow a path less traveled by, that might be very different than what society might normally expect you to do with the trajectory of your life, and to go off, to be independent, to lead the way ahead, and to know that the people who really matter will be there. And if you haven't met them yet, they will find you. So do not be afraid to be independent at this time in your life. All is well. Thank you, Robert. That was a wonderful question to ask, and I know that the message is one that a lot of us needed to hear. Let's go to another reading. I am seeing a reading coming in from Queenie. Okay, Queenie has a great question, which is a great lead-in for tomorrow's episode of Through the Eyes of the Angels. Queenie says, I am an empath. We're going to be talking about empaths tomorrow, so this is going to be right on topic. Queenie says, I'd love a reading on my health and sensitivity as an empath, and on how to better navigate my life through a certain career that would sustain me well financially, and fulfill my life purpose at the same time. Also, what's my guardian angel's name? I dreamt that it's Regeniel. Ooh. I'd love to confirm the truth of this. Thanks. Oh, Queenie. Oh my goodness. You've got incredible energy, and absolutely, yes, that is your angel's name. As soon as I read that name, I saw the words pop up on my screen here. I went, oh wow, yes, Regeniel is here. That is your guardian angel. You've got many angels and many ascended masters that also work with you regularly. And they want you to know that they are here to help you with your life purpose. You are absolutely an empath. And it is important for empaths to choose a career or a life path, life work that resonates with them. And that is quite a theme that we're having today. And it's safe to make changes to pursue a life or even a career path that ensures that it resonates with you, that the energy resonates with you, so that you can bring out your greatest amount of gifts that you have. You can serve the world the most, and so that the world serves you too. You need a gentle atmosphere, the angels are saying, so that you don't feel overwhelmed by other people's energy. So we've got, okay, Raphael wants to come forward once again for you as well, Queenie, and just give you the guidance right away that for your health, you tend to pick up on other people's energy very, very strong, especially when the angels are showing us they have a feeling of stress or strain, or when others are in a panic because they feel lack in their lives. There's a part of you that immediately alerts and lights up and goes, where's the fire? Where can I put it out? What can I do to fix you? What can I do to help you? In response to feeling these other people's emotions and energies. And the angels want you to know that that's a beautiful thing, because it means that, yes, there's a healer inside of you. There's a nurturer inside of you. But that it is important for you to remain in your own energy and on your own journey, and not pick up too much on other people's stress energy, because they're showing us that people's stress signals and their fears. You oftentimes do something called sympathetic resonance, where you start to resonate at the same level as other people's stressors and that kind of thing. And then your body even feels that too. Your body, which is your lovely consort, your companion in this life, your incredibly sensitive instrument of intelligence and power, that it begins to resonate that same way too. So they're saying that it is worth it to choose boundaries around you that will create a safe space, so that your sensitivity is protected, that it feels that it's handled with gentleness, so that your highest gifts can shine. Because if you're always in a flight state with other people, and you're letting stress even shift your hormones, shift your own physical chemistry to a state of stress, then, well, gosh, your light wouldn't be able to shine quite as brightly as we would want it to, would it? So we want that light to shine brightly, the angels are saying, and they will help you with that. Let's go ahead and ask them a little bit more with regard to the career path that will sustain you financially and also fulfill your purpose. You've got Archangel Jophiel coming through, and also Gabriel. They're showing us that it is time for you to definitely look to make a change with regard to your career. I pulled 2 cards representing this, and the card that represents the past for your career is the burden card. So any jobs that you've had in the past where you felt like it really didn't resonate, again, they're saying that those would be burdensome for your gifts to come through. And then the card representing where do we go next is the love card, which is so perfect. The angels are showing us that you would do well connecting with human beings in a way that is love-based. Anything that you do that requires giving love and giving nurturing would be perfect for you. They're showing us that the most innocent beings in the world, or the people that have the most open of hearts, they're in a state where they can open their hearts, are the best people for you to work with. So that would include children, the elderly, animals, or it would even include people that are specifically seeking out healing or guidance and that kind of thing. They're showing us that you are a wise person and that you are very, very, very good at giving comfort and giving love. And they would love to see you doing any kind of work that is nurturing. So search your heart. The angels are showing us an image of a beacon that they're lighting up inside your heart right now that will help to lead you to the facet of this career path that would give you the most amount of passion and pleasure and interest and excitement, because the thing that you'll feel the most focused and excited and interested in is the thing that will be the most lasting and successful and wonderful for you. And the angels are showing us that no matter which path you choose, they're going to ensure that there is a high amount of financial abundance that will reach you. A high and beautiful amount of it. So start with that. The angels are showing us that there's plenty of time for tons and tons of creative spirit to come through you. And your final card is this, which represents the more distant future. Kind of, okay, well, we first take that step towards a love-based career where you're nurturing people and you're working with human beings. You get to connect with them at the heart and spirit level. So any kind of nurturing job, that can be a healing job, it can be a caregiving job, it can be whatever you want it to be. And then that will build to the final card, which is the Fire Fairy. The Fire Fairy is creative action, powerful creativity that represents that you can turn the experience that you have in this first chapter of career and nurturing others into something that very, very, very powerfully brings something brand new to the earth, something that is very creative, that allows you to continue to connect with people in that creative way or in that nurturing, healing way, but that brings a little bit of your own flavor more to it, that allows your voice to come out a little bit more, allows you to expand creatively a lot. So know that your career will have several phases, and that those phases will be very successful and very beautiful, and to just begin with nurturing, healing, and love first, and that all of the rest will fall into place perfectly. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Queenie. Okay, let's go ahead and see who we want to go to next. We have a reading request from Paco. Paco says, I want to hear the messages for me. I'm in a kind of need for some direction and want to hear what the angels have to say with no filter. Okay, awesome. So Paco, let's go right ahead and turn over some cards for you. I'm feeling guided to go towards our James Van Praagh cards here, the messages from the guides. These are very direct cards. They have no filter. They're just super to the point. We are seeing that you've got Archangel Uriel and Michael working very close with you today, right now. And we've got Uriel standing in front of you showing a light that he's holding up, like a lantern that he's holding really, really high. And Archangel Michael is reaching out his hand for you. And they're showing us that there is always a path we could imagine that moves through our lives, that moves through our journey within our psyche, within this miraculous consciousness that each of us have. And that path of light represents being connected to God, connected to love, represents being on track in life. And when we're on that path, we feel good. Anytime we start to step off of that path, the angels are saying we might start to feel not so good. So it's pretty easy to determine because we can easily tell when we feel good versus when we don't feel good. The angels are telling us that they're helping to keep you on that path now by releasing and clearing away anything that comes from the voice of ego, And that's one of their main purposes with you right now. They're saying that sometimes as our intuition grows, as your intuition is very beautiful for you and it is growing for you in your life, that there can be moments in which we maybe mistake the voice of intuition of, oh, maybe I should just do this with my life or that with my life, or we can mistake it for something that the ego is actually saying. There's one easy way that you can determine this, the angels are saying, and it is by noticing when thoughts make you feel good versus when they make you feel badly. Sure, sometimes the angels take us out of our comfort zone and they tell us things that we don't really always want to hear at the level of the ego, but that's different. There's still a sense of empowerment or a sense of light and a sense of you can do it and a sense of strength in it, a sense of expanding, quickening, and growing. Whereas when we're getting intuition or little thoughts that might pop in from the ego, we feel like we're shrinking. We feel like we're being, maybe pushed down a little bit. So they're saying that they're helping you to reprogram your consciousness right now in a very delicate way. They're very sensitively working in the innermost parts of your psyche, Paco, right now to ensure that you receive messages that will keep you on that golden path of light, wherein your psyche will be protected by love and wherein your intuition will be guided and led by messages that are purely, purely, purely from spirit, from the angels, from the higher self, from the higher partial of love that is always you, the love that you're always connected with. That is the image that they are helping to recreate and reshape you in your true image, your true form. So you can help them with that by releasing any connection or any attachment, they're saying, to ego-based thoughts. They're showing us that one of the main things that they're working on as well is that there are still some old ego-based thoughts left over within your ego from childhood conditioning. Oftentimes when we as children are given very, very strong, let's say, pressure or judgment and that kind of thing, it can make an imprint in us, like a footprint being made in the sand. And that we remember those things. We remember those things that we were taught to think about ourselves, those limits that we were taught to put around ourselves. And the angels are saying that they're helping to weed those out now. And that even in the little moments when it feels just a touch uncomfortable, as those old weeds are getting pulled out of your garden, that it is still good for you to trust that even in the moments where you might feel a little shaky or a little, I'm not sure, to know that Uriel is lifting his lantern high to keep you on the path. And Archangel Michael is reaching out his hand to hold your hand in his so that you may walk on this path. And they're saying that you are on the right path, by the way. The cards that you have here, I think, are so perfect. Your first card is ask for guidance. Ask for guidance. So the angels are saying that, again, this goes right back to the first little direction that they gave you with regard to your intuition is beautiful. You have spiritual gifts, and those spiritual gifts are growing. So the more that you ask for the angels' guidance, that you invite them in, the better. The more that you will begin to feel uplifted. Even if you don't feel an immediate lift or change, know that just by even sometimes thinking the thought, angels, be with me, show me, teach me, guide me, that little by little this starts to turn you back towards light, starts to heal you very, very deeply and clear you. So ask for their guidance daily, even if you have to do it 1,000 times a day. The angels cannot be distracted by any other task. They are beings that are higher than us, so they're never distracted. They can be in multiple places in multiple spaces and times all at once. They are multidimensional, so they're not limited by space and time. So call on them 1,000 times a day if you want. Literally, they'll be just as present with you as they are with the rest of the universe, with the rest of the world, with the rest of all the other people that need them. So ask for guidance. Second card is never judge another. This is one of the big things that the angels are using right now to clear out of your being. They're clearing old patterns of judgment out. So this doesn't just have to do with, maybe any patterns where you were taught to judge, as many of us were in life. It's patterns wherein you received judgment from others. Any receiving of judgment from the past, the angels are saying they're helping you to weed out and to disclude from your sense of identity, from your sense of who you are. You are not what other people think of you. They're saying, my goodness, you're not your name, you're not your story, you're not your body, you're not all of these other things. There is an eternal part of you that is the unchanging, infinite aspect that is your truth, that you can never be lost from, that you can never be divorced from, that can never be marred or besmirched in any kind of way. That is your true self. And beyond judgment is where you will find that self. Beyond the forest of weeds that maybe were there in the past from what other people's judgments were, or beyond the fear of anticipating that other people might judge you if you come out and show your truth to the world. Beyond all of that, there is a true you, and there is incredible love that you have for yourself and for that true you. And we become powerful, the angels are saying, when you claim self-love. That is true power, empowerment, is reclaiming perfect self-love by giving yourself permission and saying, I deserve to love myself eternally and perfectly and unconditionally now and always. And gosh, if judgment is ever going to get in the way of you feeling love for you and watching that love flower and bloom and expand every single day, then judgment has no place in your life. The final card for you is take responsibility for your actions. Taking responsibility for your actions. So the angels are saying that this represents also a taking back of one's power. Because when we look at our lives and we see that, hey, sure, there were other things that I was relating with outside of me, but I am responsible for where I am right now. It's not to punish the self. That's not to hold on to guilt. And the angels will steer you right away from guilt. That is to say, if I made choices that brought me here, then I can make choices that will bring me out of this state too. I can change it. I have literally all the power in my hands right now. That's what taking responsibility does. And the angels are talking about balanced responsibility. That's one of the other great lessons that they're helping to bring to you in this chapter of life right now, is that they would like to remind you that balanced responsibility never takes over responsibility. So in other words, if you remember other people's judgments about you, or you think about their grievances, their problems, their feelings, their whatever, those are their path. The angels are saying that's their spiritual path to be on. And that your only responsibility is to do the best where you are concerned, to shift your focus to one of love and one of perfect forgiveness, to one of self-acceptance and self-respect and respect for others as well. And if you can live in that alignment, if you can live on that golden path, as the angels described it before, then, gosh, it doesn't really matter what other people do. They will live their paths the way that they will live it. So taking responsibility really means take your power back. Move back into alignment with the golden path of self-love and of connectedness to God. And release all attachment to the things that you are not responsible for, to the judgments of other people, to these changing temporary little things that move around us like the weather moves around us. It will change, it will pass. And see that, I have power. To take responsibility, the angels would lastly like to say, is to have a response-able approach, feeling very able and empowered in our response to the situation around us. So look at your life situation and know that you have the power to change it, that you can respond to it with action that will create all of the freedom, all of the liberation, all the well-being, all the love that you could ever ask for. Thank you, Paco. Let's go ahead and see who would like to come through next. Okay, let's go to, we have a message coming in from Susan who says, we've got a young adult son who lives with us and frequently expresses anger at home and in public. I'm at the point where I can't take it anymore and just shut down and become depressed with each episode. Asking him to leave is not an option at this point, though I certainly am tempted to. How can I keep my energy high and loving around him when my PTSD kicks up? Yes, Susan. Okay, so the angels right away want to give us a few different messages about this. They're telling us that balance is really, really, really necessary with this. So this is great because the angels actually led us right to the reading that would kind of piggyback off the messages they were giving us a moment ago. They're telling us that there are things that you can do, certainly, to help guide and protect your son in this time. And there are things that you must do to guide and protect yourself during this time. And that balanced responsibility, is all about that. Your first allegiance in this situation is to protect what your soul, your heart, and your body know to be peaceful for you, to protect your peace of mind and your well-being. And to know that that is your spiritual path, is to enter into a state of well-being and peace and acceptance in the situation, whatever it takes to create that environment around you. And then to just offer that the best that you can to other people around you without taking on their problems, without the need to solve your son's state, without needing to change it himself for him. Because only he can walk his spiritual path, the angels are saying. Only he can learn his spiritual lessons for himself. And it is part of respect, honestly, the angels are saying, to respect the spiritual paths that other people are on enough to say, this is your path. This is what you need to learn for you. This is what you need in your life, they're showing us. So they're telling us that one of the empowered actions that we can take for people around us who are, having troubles is to do whatever it takes to, not necessarily enable them to continue to live in a toxic kind of life situation, at least where that affects us. We don't want to go out of our way to cross their boundaries and take responsibility for the things that are really personally just theirs to deal with. But certainly where it represents you and the fact that he lives under your roof and that kind of thing, that's where you do have some power, because if it's something that's directly yours that you notice might in any way be enabling or creating an environment that creates a home for his depression or his anger, then you can remove that and you can require him to take responsibility for himself through this experience. I'm turning over some cards as well for this, just to get a little further detail and see what the angels are showing us around this. First card is protection. I love this. The angels want you to know that your son is being protected through this situation, that his spiritual growth will be protected, that he will be protected, you will be protected through this, your whole family will be protected through this. Again, that taking action to not enable or to put up higher boundaries or higher standards, higher requirements around your son is part of what will teach him, and that the relationship will be preserved and protected, and that he will be protected to learn eventually to move beyond this anger, this perspective that he is in, that he will find something new. The frog is the second card. Now, this is an amazing card. This is a card that represents cleaning house and releasing emotional baggage. So that's pretty powerful. Right away, the angels are saying that it is time to create a little bit more distance and detachment from your son's emotional state of being, from any fits of anger that he is in, and to release the response to it. And there's a very simple way that you can do this, even while someone is living under your roof. And it is to simply state, I have too much respect for myself to remain in this conversation. And then to leave the room, or to go out and take a walk, or to go and do whatever it is that you need to do, or to even request that they go ahead and do the same. I have too much respect for myself to remain in this situation. And then to clear your energy, or even to speak out loud and to tell him, hey, it's your responsibility to change the way that you feel about this. I cannot do that for you. If you want my help, if you want my advice, then ask for it. And if he asks for it, you can give it. But as we know, we can't really fill a cup that's already full. So if he's not asking for it, then give him a little bit more space around the situation and simply continue to show him your love and to forgive him and to release worry, The frog, again, is about releasing emotional baggage, and around you, they're saying it is time to release worry. The energy of worry is toxic. It won't help anybody. It won't help you. It certainly won't help your son. It will only create more of a cloud of fear and resistance in the situation where the energy gets stuck. Release worry. And the angels know that that's hard for us as human beings. They're saying this from a perspective where they don't have worries. They are angels. They are in a state of love. Instead, they are saying, replace each worry with a prayer. Replace each worry with an affirmation of love. Tell your son that you love him regularly and daily. And that's all you need to do. You don't need to figure out his problems for him. You don't need to force him to see things differently. You don't need to argue with him and tell him, no, you should look at this or do that or da-da-da. Just tell him, I love you so much, and it's your responsibility to learn this for yourself, and I love you. And then give him space and pray and ask the angels for more faith, and they will help to give you faith. They will pour it into you. The final card is the perception card. The perception card is one that represents that what you need most in this time is to shift your perception of the situation. Because as you shift your perception of the situation, he will shift his. Whether your son realizes it or not, he is actually very in tune with you. And certainly with other members of the family as well. He's more empathic than he might let on. He picks up on other people's feelings. And when he can sense that other people have, let's say, belief in him, when they believe that, he'll move beyond this, or that he'll find his happiness, or that he's got strengths, that he's got talents, that he will have what he needs, that there are people that respect him and really look at him with love instead of look at him with worry or pity, that perception changes him. He starts to subtly believe it himself as you change this perspective. So again, giving him space, giving him room to take responsibility for his own things so that you can take responsibility for your own emotions. All of this helps to bring the relationship back into balance. And certainly whenever you notice any little moment where your sensitivity is on high alert, or when there are any moments where you've got a feeling of almost like PTSD getting triggered by the situation, the angels are saying that is your immediate call to action to walk away and to call on the angels, because true compassion is one that is very, very united. When you do what is best for you, in truth, you are doing what is best for everyone around you, because we are a united consciousness. Even if the other person is not right away comfortable in their ego with the step that you are taking, even if it feels like the ripping off of a Band-Aid to them, it's still just what needs to happen. So start with self-compassion first, especially when those little triggered moments of feelings of PTSD kick in. Take care of yourself first, because taking care of yourself is to really take care of everyone else, is to give everyone else exactly what they need. It's to push over a domino that will cause that well-being that you're prioritizing in you to spread to other people. So thank you, Susan, for your message. That was a wonderful question. Let's go ahead and see who the angels would like us to go to next. Let's go ahead and see. Okay. The angels are guiding me over to Mona in Norway. And Mona has asked, she says, Dear Sarah, I need advice from the angels about our home. Okay, great. Let's pull some cards and see what the angels would like to show us here. Okay, this is interesting. Once again, we have that same theme coming in that Raphael talked about at the very beginning, where he says that sometimes when energy is changing in our lives, all of the things around us change and we start to feel a little bit differently about sometimes even our home environment. Well, for you, Mona, the angels are showing us that it may be time for a change to occur in your home life. I'm getting the sense that you will either feel guided to move very soon, or to make some kind of a big change in your home environment. There's something that I'm getting in the environmental energy that I'm feeling around your home that feels a little stuffy and a little sticky, almost as if the vibration of the energy here is not exactly a match any longer for where you're headed, for the energy that you want to grow in your life. And they're showing us that you are highly spiritually sensitive, as you probably already know, dear Mona, and that it is time to create an environment around you, a safe shell around you, that will honor that spiritual sensitivity, that will help you to expand out and to grow in new ways. So I'm turning over some cards for this situation just to see what the angels would like to show us. And, it's interesting, right as I even turn these cards over, I'm getting a feeling as if there is something in the house that might need to be detoxed at the very least. I'm not sure if there's, maybe a little extra mold in the air or something like that, but there's something that's giving me a sense that there's a need for detox, or there's at least a need, if you're going to search for a new home anytime soon, to think about that if for the next environment, a detoxed, kind of clear environment. So the first card that represents the past in your home life is the disruption card. Disruption. But the angels are actually smiling, and they're saying that sometimes disruptions are the things that we need the most in our lives, because those disruptions are the things that ask us to grow in a new direction, that asks us to point in a new direction, to flow a different way. You can imagine the way that a river flows down the side of a mountain, and if it were to meet a large boulder, perhaps it would flow around it. And that would be good, and that would be natural. And then maybe that river would start to bring nourishment in other places. And this is what the angels are saying. They're saying, listen to the fact that, any disrupting energy, any energy that needs change right now is energy that's actually leading you towards something that is better. Now, the second card that we have is very, very interesting. We have the cat. So the cat is a household friend that many of us have in our lives, who oftentimes brings protection to the home. And that's actually been associated with the symbol of the cat for thousands of years. People often think of the cat as one who protects the home from, certainly mice and that kind of thing in the past, and also of even lower spirits. People have thought this traditionally in folklore and that kind of thing. The cat represents healthy boundaries and protection, and also independence. The cat is a sign that says you are being given divine permission to take an independent choice here, to just go ahead, put your foot down, to be strong, and to start searching for the next healthiest option. You need healthier boundaries around you, or a healthy boundary is a home. You need a healthier home life. So it's time to either make a big change to where you can detox your home environment, whether it's physical detox or even with the people, around it. Or in this one, I kind of feel a little bit more strongly guided towards, which would be potentially a move. Potentially that it might be time to consider some kind of a move. You've got a lot of creativity though, so follow what you feel best in your heart. The final card the angels are showing us, actually, I love this, is the High Priestess, which is a card that's all about being really good with discernment, being a really good leader in your own life, where you can use your intuition and your intellect to survey the situation and then to choose the right path ahead. So listen to your instincts and your intuitions about your home life right now, because they are correct. And with patient, discerning, intelligent thinking and that kind of thing, you will be led to the perfect result. In fact, I keep getting this feeling, I must tell you, where it seems as if you're in a new environment. I see you a little bit farther away than where you may be living right now, but I'm seeing beautiful nature around you. I'm seeing beautiful trees. There's something that gives me a sense almost as if there's a little bit higher altitude where you live. So I don't know if it's maybe just a hilly area where you've got lots of views and that kind of thing, but it looks beautiful. And I even feel the energy of nature spirits, little fairies around this new home. And the air feels fresher and it feels so good. So think about that. Think about that vision. Ask the angels when it is that you might land in a home like that, and follow your feelings. Your instincts are right on right now. Okay, let's go to another reading. Let's see. We're going to try to squeeze in as many as we can. Okay, let's go ahead and see. I see feeling guided towards Sonia's reading request. Sonia states, "Hi, Sarah. Do the angels have any messages for me? Creativity, career. I'm open to whatever messages come my way." Wonderful, Sonia. Okay, so let's go ahead and see who's around you first off. Okay, you've got Archangel Gabriel and Jophiel around you, very, very strong. Archangel Gabriel here is showing us that there's some kind of great lesson or healing that is coming through, like a great realization coming through around the inner child, childhood, children, that kind of thing. If there are any children in your life, they'll probably work as messengers for you right now. You might see that there's a little synchronicity, a little thought, or a little wisdom that they bring forward for you. And certainly that there is understanding coming forward in this chapter of your life with regard to your own origins in your own childhood. And from this place, there is great healing. So let's turn over some cards for you. Your first card is the Serpent card, which is the card of knowledge. And it's also a great card for healing and transformation. You think of the skin of the snake shedding every once in a while, and as we move and change into new states of being. So this represents that as you learn more, as you contemplate more in your life, that there will be great healing that occurs, and that this is likely to occur around your inner child. They're showing me lots of images of you writing, particularly, writing down ideas, writing down thoughts, writing down even poetry, beautiful things, that this is something that's very, very good. Now, your second card is the Lady of the Lake card. This is a powerful card. It's a card that represents powerful truth and leadership. It's a card wherein you're standing in a state of great courage and self-respect and empowerment and leadership, responsibility for the self, these kinds of things. And this card appearing here actually specifically is getting applied towards your career at this time, the angels are saying. So they're telling you that you are being guided to become a leader in your career. And that you can do this by sharing your truth, the truth that you discover and the self-knowledge that's coming through right now. You have the ability to heal people by sharing your own spiritual path with them, by sharing the spiritual lessons that you learn. And by doing so creatively, the angels are saying. So begin to share. This turns into things that will help you along your career path, that will make you a leader or a publicly seen person in your career. You are always meant to follow an archetype where you're a leader in your community and where people will be able to look up to you. Let's turn over the final card, which I pulled from the other deck that we have here. So this one's from the Messages from the Guides deck. Perfect synchronicity. It's the Lead by Example card. Lead by example. So that came in perfect timing. It tells us that, yes, you are meant to be, in your career, a persona that is seen and looked up to and who leads by shining your own light, by sharing the vulnerable truths that you learn about yourself, by sharing creatively and letting people to see inside your heart. The angels are showing us the image of like a storyteller or like a bard, and they're saying that your creative pursuits will help you to fulfill this kind of archetype, which is so needed to nourish and feed the spiritual overculture in which all of us are united as human beings. So follow this purpose, Sonia. It is one that is meant to be successful for you. Let's go ahead and take just one final message today from the angels with the last moments we have together. Let's go to Layson. She says, I very much enjoy your shows and posts. Thank you for sharing your life. Thank you so much. Can you please tell me what angel I'm surrounded by and if there is a message for me? Okay, Layson, let's see who is here with you right now. Okay, you've got Archangel Jophiel, the angel of beauty, stepping forward very, very strong. She says that she teaches you through beauty. She teaches you through bringing great intuition and great truth through the beauty that you feel guided to. They're showing us that you've got guardian angels who are very, very strong around you as well. I'm seeing among them a beautiful angel with a name that sounds like, I'm hearing Gadriel. Gadriel. Or you could, I guess, pronounce it Gadriel. Gadriel. This guardian angel has been with you since birth, she shows, and is very, very, very strong around you with protective energy, especially protective energy that protects your precious imagination. You have a beautiful creative side, and these angels want to help you to create beauty in the world, they are saying, through staying connected to your imagination, which was vibrant and alive from the time of your childhood all the way till now. So keep sharing that with the world. Keep shining your light. I also see with you Archangels Michael and Uriel. They show us that they help you a lot during your dream time. I see them leading you through many, many paths deep in your psyche during your dream time to help bring more guidance, more awareness there. And lastly, there's a big, powerful ascended master in your corner. You've got lots of guides. The particular ascended master who's just stepping forward to introduce himself is an ascended master that actually goes by many names, but is essentially the same exact character. This is Hermes Trismegistus, who also goes by the name of Merlin. And this is sort of just like a magical figure who teaches human beings about alchemy, about the power of transforming lower vibrations to higher vibrations, and thereby creating miracles in this world. So you've got magical abilities to manifest, and you've got this guide that is here with you. And this guide is giving us a very strong message saying that he would love to work with you whenever you feel so guided on the Course in Miracles, which is a channeled compendium of messages that come straight from Christ consciousness that the angels often guide people towards, and where you can find it for free. I believe that there's an text, URTEXT, Google it, for the Course in Miracles right online. You can see it for free. Go straight to the daily lessons and just start reading and following and see what happens, because you've got this powerful guide in your corner. One last little guide that would like to pop up, actually, that I'll share with you. You've got Kuan Yin with you too. Kuan Yin. She is a part of Holy Mother, the Holy Mother Oversoul. And she is oftentimes known as like the Mother Mary of the East. And she is this pure compassion. And she is with you. And she says that she watches over your sweet nature. And she says she's helping you with finding a place to serve where you can serve best in this world. Great. Ooh, we've got a couple more minutes. So you guys, I'm going to squeeze in just one more message. Let's see. Okay, for Abby. Hi, Sarah. If you have time, I would love any guidance that comes through about the career change I'm going through and also about the factors regarding my home. Okay, Abby, let's go ahead and see what the angels have to say for you. I'm just going to pull a couple of cards for this right now. I'm seeing Archangel Uriel and Chamuel with you right now. They want you to know that they have guided you through this career change, and that they're very, very proud of you for being courageous and for, stepping forward and stepping up to the plate with all of this. This is here to help you to get into energy again. This seems to be such a theme today, but energy that will support the changes within you better, that will give you a much better space within which you can grow. Your first card is the Possess Self-Confidence card. Self-confidence. So the angels are saying that you are powerful, legitimate, ready to do this. They're giving you all of the permission and the poof, you're legitimate kind of approval that you need to go ahead and step out on this new career path. So blaze ahead with confidence and know that everything is going to be taken care of. The second card is Love is Your Energy. Love is your energy. So the angels are saying to wear a badge of love in all that you do. Self-love first. Self-love and self-respect first. And that as you shine from this love, you'll light up the room with love, and that you'll find that other people start to love you and respect you as you love you and respect you. And that all of the interactions that you have with others start to raise to a higher frequency, a higher energy. The final card is Be Yourself. Be yourself. So this is showing us that your authenticity brought to the table in your work life and your career life is really, really something to be valued. Be authentically you. There's no need to fashion yourself after anyone else's way of expressing in this work that you do. You are meant to speak, to lead, to shine your light. So go ahead and do that, and you will find that there are very loving relationships that begin to develop around you. If there were any challenges with people before, any stress that was brought about by people, the angels show that really falling away in your career life. And again, that you'll be very, very strong on your own 2 feet. You'll receive lots of love and respect, and you'll be able to give a lot of love and a lot of light, a lot of leadership in this world as a result. So thank you so much, Abby, for your request. I'm glad that we were able to fit that in. And for anyone else that wasn't able to get in for a reading today, do definitely tune in tomorrow at the same time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, for Through the Eyes of the Angels. You'll have another chance, as I said, to receive a reading, as well as to learn about the spiritual gifts of empaths, as I have learned it from the angels. All of the episodes of Through the Eyes of the Angels are, of course, recorded and available to listen to on your favorite podcast listening platforms. So do keep in touch with me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for more angel messages and for any links to find all of that stuff. And if you'd like to connect with me for your own private angel reading or a healing session, you can visit my website at sarahhall.com. That's sarahhall.com to go ahead and connect with me. Follow the bringmetolife.com community for more inspirational content. And of course, have a blessed and beautiful day, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.